Hi, this is Luke from Spitfire Audio's customer experience team. In this video, I'm going to show you through the settings in the BBC SO plugin. First, to open the settings, click the cog in the top right corner here. You'll see there's 4 options in the settings menu: General, Interface, Audio and Plugin. Within General, the first option you'll see is Copy Settings. Pressing the copy button here will transfer all of your CC values over to all of your other Spitfire plugins. So if you're using another Spitfire library that is also a dedicated plugin, your CC values can be copied over. Moving over to Interface, the first option you'll see is Help Text. Towards the bottom left of the interface is the Help Text menu. The next options are related to the size of the plugin when it opens. You can open it in the expanded view or the collapsed view by simply selecting which option you prefer here. Default scale will change the size of the plugin when it opens. Moving further down, there's the option to show key switches. This will display any currently mapped key switches towards the bottom of the keyboard. The automatic unload option will mean that when you drag a microphone fader to the bottom, it will unload from memory. If this is disabled, this means that dragging a microphone signal to the bottom will still keep it loaded into memory. The next option, Gain Units, will change whether the values in the plugin are set in decibels or percentages. Make Controllers Global means that any changed CC values will also carry over to other techniques. Disable Host Automation will simply either enable or disable host automation from the DAW. Change knob drag type will mean that you can change the way that the knobs respond to your clicks. In particular, when the control is a circle, this will mean that you can click and drag up and down to control this, or move along the outer sides of the circle. Disable warnings from missing samples means that any samples missing will not trigger an error in the plugin. This can be useful if you're removing microphone positions intentionally and do not want an error to be displayed. If you happen to be troubleshooting an issue with the support, it's probably worth turning this one off so that you can get the error and log it with support. The final parameter is related to the main knob controller on the interface. To show you what this does, if I click this here and turn it on, click here, this means that that will remain open, even when I move this value. I'll have to click that again to turn it off. With that setting changed, I click this and I move. This information on the right hand side is removed, and it requires me to click the knob again to activate that. Underneath the audio drop-down gives you some options to calibrate to your system a bit better. Things like the maximum amount of voices, the preload size, and the buffer sizes. Maximum voices will control the number of voices that can be used at once. The default for this is 512. Preload size will change the amount of samples that are loaded into memory. If you increase this value, your RAM values and memory values in the plugin will go up. However, this does mean that it will be less strain on your hard drive. We recommend finding a healthy balance for this depending on the type of drive that you're using. For instance, if you're using an SSD, you can likely get away with a less than default preload size. If you're on a slow hard drive, it may be worth increasing the preload size to load more into memory, but relieve some strain on the hard drive itself. Stream buffer size is also similar to the preload buffer size. Increase this value if you have a slower hard drive, and you can decrease it if you have a faster hard drive. Master tuning will change the global tuning of the instruments. By default, this is set to 440. However, if you prefer 442, which some do, you can simply change that here and this will apply to the whole plugin. Maximum pitch voices refers directly to specific techniques such as those with time stretching or tempo sync. Enabling memory mapped samples will improve the disc performance. However, this does increase memory usage. So if you're finding that your memory in the plugin is too much for your system, it may be worth turning this one off. The default stereo outputs option will allow you to choose how many outputs are set by default in the plugin. Finally, under plugin, we can choose the default preset. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us at spitfireaudio.com/support. Thanks.